The quest for the 2010 V8 Supercars Drivers' Championship had taken an unexpected twist long before the action officially got underway in race 21. The two leading contenders for the title in James Courtney and Jamie Whincup both failed to qualify for the top 10 shootout, relegating them to positions 12 and 11 respectively on the grid. Garth Tander enjoyed the luxury of leading the field away on the tight Symmons Plains circuit. However, winning the shootout simply left him with a target on his head, and Craig Lowndes swiftly hunted him down to assume the upper hand.
A very clean effort by car 888.
Courtney and Whincup may have had more traffic to deal with than they would have liked in getting underway, but at least they managed to avoid getting caught up in this early melee.
About 4 or 5 cars swung wide. Alex Davison's in there. Fiori's in there. One of the Bundy cars is in there as well.
Having already had a heated confrontation with Rick Kelly after the morning's qualifying, Stephen Richards then got cosy with Lee Holdsworth. But this time it was behind the wheel.
Yeah, but they do crutch.
Close-ups of both cars showed that the meeting wasn't mutually beneficial. Clearly, this was a battle of centimetres, if not millimetres, and staying out of trouble became more crucial than ever. So Lowndes wisely decided that the best policy was simply to stay as far in front as possible. And with a third of the race gone, his advantage was a healthy 2.5 seconds. Sprint tyres had been employed for this battle, and the wear was obvious. Pit stops were par for the course. While Lowndes' Commodore took a quick check-up, Mark Winterbottom became the on-track leader before hitting the turf in untimely fashion. Running third in the championship, Lowndes knew that his title bid would rest with how he fared after leaving the alley, and he immediately got back into the groove. Tander had entered the event with an illness, but there was nothing wrong with his engine, and he did everything within his power to keep the front runner honest.
He's been brilliant from the start too. That's where he got it. Remember, Garth Tander started on pole position. It's a new car, car number 2.
A little further back, plenty of others were getting touchy-feely on a track that didn't need wet weather to produce more than its fair share of thrills and spills.
Push, shove, and Alberto ends up wide.
For Whincup and Courtney, it was always going to be an uphill battle from where they had started, and their major mission simply became to pick up as many championship points as possible. But for the man boasting the numbers 888, it had become a very happy 21st, and he left little doubt about his dominance on a day of racing he described as almost perfect.
And Craig Lowndes comes here and delivers beautifully for Team Vodafone in a very solid, very professional, very typical Lowndes performance. And in terms of the championship, look out, because here comes Craig.
Tander was thrilled to snare second spot, given he was piloting a new vehicle. And Greg Murphy earned his first podium finish since 2008 with a cool, calm approach over the 120 kilometres. By the time the rubber had cooled, Courtney's championship margin had been trimmed to just 41 points, with Lowndes making up the most ground to now be just 188 adrift of the Ford man as the season draws to a nail-biting climax, and another race is still to come from Tasmania. David Rowlands, Big Pond Sport.